Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, Mommy So True. So happy to see you back with another video. To my thrivers, my survivors, my warriors, and even those who are still struggling with someone who has NPD. You guys, I can't even lie. This experience, falling in love with a narcissist, being in a relationship with a narcissist, being married to a narcissist, it's one hell of an experience. Today I want to share with you guys something that I went through, and now that I'm at this point in my recovery, I can actually listen to this and the emotions are not the same. And I'm able to do this and share that with you because I want you to know that you do get stronger. You do really, literally thrive past this. Post-narcissistic abuse, you do become the best version of yourself. And looking back at it, there's so much confirmation that this person really did lose the best thing that could have ever happened to them. There's so much confirmation that you truly loved and invested so much of you in this relationship. There was a point in time where I was fighting for my marriage. I was fighting for the relationship because I thought that what I knew about this person was good enough for me to be hopeful. And when I say that, I mean, I was hanging on to their potential. I'm not gonna lie. And if this resonates, if you've been there, or if this is you, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and share your thought in the comments box below. But I was definitely willing to figure it out. And one time I was discarded, and I was obviously trauma bonded. I was discarded and I was just so hurt, disappointed. I felt ashamed because I'm like, I just got married. There's no way I could just get married and it's like this. It's hell. Like, what is this? Got discarded within 3 months of being married. Narcissists will marry you and go straight to treating you like crap. Once they lock you in a marriage, it's like they've locked you in a prison and thrown away the key in their mind. And I really truly feel that it's because they know that the type of person you are, you're probably not going to dismiss a marriage easily. You're probably going to fight. It's in you to be patient. It's in you to pray about it. And looking back at it, I now see how much fighting for the narcissist was me enabling the narcissist. Every time I prayed for that narc to come back home, whenever he left, he came back home. In a very weird way, it seems like my prayers were answered and I would hear from him. I would get Hoovered after praying, like, God, help me, Lord, I need this. And I'm just like, dang, the devil hears your prayers too. The devil kept sending them every time that I was putting it out there in the atmosphere that I wanted him or that I needed him or that I missed him. And a trauma bond is where you're fighting for the relationship, even though there is no relationship. You're fighting to keep someone who has already proven they don't want to be there. The trauma bond is when you're still there, when you have no reasons to be there. And when you're trauma bonded, you fall for Hoovers. When you're trauma bonded, your codependency tendencies are heightened. If you've already went through your own abandonment issues, you really probably have your own attachment styles and issues, which can be toxic for a relationship. So, these are all things that I really had to see and have had to work on. And I am now sharing this with you all because I want you to know how easy it is to feel like you need to be here in this relationship. How easy it is to feel like you need them or they need you. How easy it is to look back at how you met, what they promised you, what you promised each other. I almost got to a point where I was telling myself I wasn't going to let the marriage go. I'm just going to stay back and, just see how life goes. I was really going to trick myself into doing that. Like, you know what? I'll just stay married and maybe one day we'll be okay, because I think that he's a good man. He's just troubled. I was really psyching myself to believe that I really met the love of my life. I met the partner of my life. I tricked myself into believing that we had a ministry together, because when he met me for the first time in his life, he was so open and willing to go into the house of God and actually take his music talents into the house of God, which was big. So many of you know the experience you had with the narcissist, and you know that you brought them to a different dimension. You introduced them to things, you said things, you opened them up to things, and you took them to a world that they can only really truly dream of. And I want you to understand how the narcissist will use that to really manipulate you and keep you trapped. They will use all of those good things, those good memories, that potential, the future faking promises. They will literally breadcrumb you, just give you a little bit, enough to make you think that maybe one day. And if you're not careful, that one day is going to turn into decades. God literally saved me from this relationship. I got to a point during a discard one day where I broke down and I was like, I'm going to reach out, because I was dealing with a coward narcissist who discarded and would never reach out, would never say anything, would never call. He'd be gone for weeks, months. And it wasn't until he had enough out in the streets where he would, try to reach out or come back. But the initial discards, he would just, find a reason to leave and stay gone. And one time I was just so hurt. I was so broken and disappointed. I picked up the phone and I sent him a voice audio. And today, for some reason, I touched my phone. I was looking for something totally not related to this topic, and I came across this audio. And I was like, God, you want me to tell on myself? All right, I will. I'm going to tell on myself, because I need people to know that they're not alone. This is a real fight. You're not crazy because you actually fell in love with someone who turned out to be demonic. You fell in love with somebody who turned out to be the complete opposite of what you thought they were. You were completely thrown off and deceived, and you get to a place where you battle your own character because you're forced to stay or go, which is the hardest decision. Because not only are you trauma bonded, you're actually in love. You've actually given. You've actually put yourself in a future with this person, even if it was questionable. And so now here you are, discarded, in your feelings, wondering, God, what are they doing out there? Why won't they come home? Can they come home? Send my husband home. You have to be careful what you put out there, because the devil is listening. You have to be careful what you are putting out there. The narcissist is listening. They can hear you crying. They can hear you, wanting to bring them home. They know that you long for them if you're still longing for them. They're waiting to hear from you. I've said this before. Sometimes narcissists won't hoover because they are putting the pressure on you. They know that eventually you're going to crack, and that's what they're waiting for. And once you crack, it gives them leeway to come in. You enable them to strike again. And today I have proof of that. The only reason why this discard turned into a successful Hoover for the narcissist is because I sent this voice note. The narcissist turned around and created a song out of the voice note. And after he created the song, he somehow moved back into the house. And after that discard and that Hoover, the relationship went downward. Even more secrets came out. Now, lo and behold, there's a whole nother child involved. There's a whole nother woman involved. There's just a whole nother life involved. So now you, this empath, you're left feeling even more stupid. Now there's even more self-betrayal. This is why at the end of the relationship, you're so much in pain. Discards are intended to save your life. I say that all the time because I set my own self up trying to chase the narcissist after I was discarded and allowed a Hoover to come in. And now that the relationship has ended, I am learning now how seriously they never go away. And not only were they listening to you while you were crying and down and out, but they are seeing you and hearing you while you're thriving and getting better. So the Hoovers continue. Almost a year later, the demon has resurfaced. And I was like, my God, the devil is a liar. So now I'm like, all right, God, I'm going to go ahead and share my story, share my truth, and empower people who are struggling with this because it's a real fight. And if you're not careful, they will always lure you in. They will always trick you. They will always sing you sweet songs. If you're not careful, if you don't get rid of those, people-pleasing tendencies, that codependency, if you don't come against those spirits that are allowing you to be completely vulnerable and targeted by this demon, the fight gets harder for you. Avoid all Hoovers at all costs. It's holiday season right now, so narcissists are panicking. They all have a hard time going through the holiday season because the holiday season is when they've probably lost someone. This is probably around the time, it's their mom or dad's birthday, or maybe this is the time they lost their mom or dad. This is the time where something really, really bad and awful, something really dark happened in their life around the holiday time. That's why they can't allow anybody to enjoy the holidays. And that's why they're hoovering. You're getting drive-bys, random phone calls, unknown calls. Yeah, they're looking for you. They need that supply you once gave. That's all it's about. They're hoovering because they need the supply. They need you to help them get that high that they get from being with you, being around you. See, the narcissist knows exactly the value you carry. If you listen, even in times when they're trying to hoover, as bullshitting as the hoovering is, and they say everything you've ever wanted to hear, a lot of it is true and a lot of it is confirmation. Because while they're hoovering, they're telling you how much they truly miss you, how much they really let go of something they probably should have never let go, how much, they can never really forget you. I mean, they will literally remind you of everything that you tried to tell them before they destroyed the relationship. Only God knows where I got strength to eventually evacuate. You're dealing with a master prison guard. A master prison guard. They want to keep you entrapped, imprisoned. And they want to act like they don't know where the key is. You'll never know what you were sentenced for. You're just there. You're just there. You're being tortured. And you have to see that you're the only one who can save yourself. You're the only one who can save yourself. Before I share the audio, I also want to add that although I reached out to this man in this audio, I was setting boundaries in this audio. Although he hoovered and came back home after this audio, I was dead serious about the warning that I gave in this audio. That is why when he hoovered and came back, it ended very quickly. Things escalated and got worse because this audio of me telling him what I told him was me warning him and letting him know, hey, if you just cannot get this right, you've lost me. You've lost me. And even though he used it to hoover and enable his way back in, this is something he'll never forget. Because it was very clear that the message hit so hard, it drove him to put it on a song. And in the song, the demon confesses that he's a demon. And now that I'm at the place where I'm at in my recovery, I listened to it today when I came across it and I'm like, wow, all the signs were there. The games were always being played. This person has literally been playing with my heartstrings, enjoying it. Ooh, 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 ooh. She'll do it. She'll say yes. She's never gonna say no to me. She's willing to do whatever I want and whatever I need to keep me pleased. And as soon as she's not doing it, I'm going to let her know that she is not worth nothing. And in order to keep her in my life, I'm going to continue to let her believe that there's some kind of love there. If you're empathetic enough, you're going to fall for it. Man, listen to this audio. And I would love to know what you think after you hear this.
I wanted to send you a voice note because I don't want to text you. And I know calling is not going to help because I don't know what kind of energy you're on at this moment, today or right now. And I don't want to deal with no negativity. So I'm sending you this voice note. All I want to say is I really, truly love you. I have never truly loved anyone the way that I love you. This ain't no infatuation type of love. It's not lust. I don't want you for the things that you can do for me or the things that you can give me. Any of that. I don't want you for your looks. I don't want you for money. I don't want you for anything materialistic. I just love the person that I met, the person that I know you are. There's so many things that I can tell you that I love about you, but more important than anything else, I admire you as a person. What I don't like and what I can't fuck with is all this evil shit, all this negative, evil ass energy. I can't match that energy, and I never will. It's just not me. Through the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the little physical abuse, the things that you say, it's a lot. It's a lot of evil ass shit that I cannot fuck with. I just know deep down in my heart that the man that I know and the man that I fell in love with wants so many great things in his life. And I know that you also know you have a problem that I cannot fix, solve, none of that. It's up to you to really deal with that shit deep down inside of you. If you really want to be with me, you want this union, you want this marriage, I need you to really go and get that help. I need you to really get the necessary help that you need, or this will never work. And maybe you don't want this. If you don't want this, disregard this entire message right now. Just stop it and delete it. But I know in my heart that's not true. I also know that I cannot be with a man who just You're hard to talk to. You're hard to reason with. You're so complicated and so toxic. And all I want to do is love you. All I want to do is build with you. And it's like, you're fighting me. It may not even, I don't think it's intentional, but it's a serious problem and it needs serious attention. If this is something you don't want, just say the word. We can file a divorce and I will leave you alone and we can go our separate ways. But if that's not what you truly want, please get help so we can live happily like we're supposed to. You are the problem, and I know you know this. But I can't force you. I love you. I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for marrying you, but I am sorry for not knowing how extreme your toxicity is. This shit is not fair to me. But I'm serious about this marriage and I'm serious about you, but I cannot tolerate the disrespect. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know how else to talk to you. I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know. I would just continue moving humbly in my life as I've always done. And if that means doing it without you, I have no choice, but I will do it. It is what it is. But I really love my husband, and I just pray that you want the same thing as well. And I pray that we can get through it. But it's going to take for you to seek some serious help. Some serious help. I don't know.
Wow, guys, that yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested. I would love to know those of you who have experienced that personally, catching yourself trying to save the relationship, save the narcissist, save what you have, finding it hard to walk away because you feel like they need you or you feel like you need them. This is a real journey. It's a real battle, and I really need anyone who is struggling with this to know that it gets better. You get stronger. You're only being fooled every time you get hoovered. You're only being tested every time you get discarded, because the vicious cycle never stops. You might get a narcissist who's going to be apologetic. They're going to cry. They're going to beg and plead at times. But it's not real. It's all part of the hoovering, the vacuum attempt to suck you back into their dark matrix. Because it's never about love. They don't know how to handle love. They don't know how to accept love. They don't know how to give love. That's why it's so hard for you and I. So we gotta, take our dignity, take our power back, and walk away, even if it's painful. Walk away. Block those Hoovers. Duck the narcissist. And continue to stay in your no narking zone. The last thing I'm going to share with you guys is this song that message was used to hoover me back in.
Because I don't want to text you. And I know calling is not going to help because I don't know what kind of energy you're on at this moment, today or right now. And I don't want to deal with no negativity.
She say I be making shit up in my head. Then I apologize and get right back in bed. It ain't me, just these voices in my head.
Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Only God knows why this is still in my iCloud. I'm actually glad I came across it today. It tested my strength, and I feel where I'm at with it. And there's so many different emotions, so many different thoughts. I've come such a long way, and I've learned so much. And love or not, I just know that that song tells it all. That song is confirmation of how the narcissist thinks this is a game. He says in the song, I know what I've done to you. I wish I could take it all back. But I wish that you would love me no matter what I've done. That was the message of the song. And that's the message the narcissist wants to get across to you. They want you to feel like you can make a difference by loving them in spite of how wicked they are, how disgusting they've been. And maybe it's your calling to be the love of their life because no one's ever loved them. But I'm here to tell you that is a lie. Don't fall for it. Don't allow this evil, dark entity to hoover you continuously back and forth in their life, because it's all a game. This is cute to them. It might mean something to you, but to them, it doesn't mean a whole lot. They might confess how much they needed you, how good you are, but it still doesn't mean anything. Because at the end of the day, they're not equipped to handle you. You're too much for them. You're too much for them, and you always will be. So choose you. And I had to let that message out today for anyone who needed to hear it. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, beautiful people, stay blessed and stay true. Bye, guys.